Today, we're diving into a powerful and very real story. It's about one couple's long, often heartbreaking journey to become parents. And I mean, this journey, it crossed continents and tested their resolve in just about every way you can imagine. It all really starts with a simple but incredibly powerful image. This quote it captures the heart of their story perfectly. When I first read it, I could just picture them. You're not just looking at two people, you're seeing years of hope and struggle literally etched in their eyes. It's that mix, right? That blend of incredible strength and just deep, deep weariness that makes their story so compelling. So, where does their story begin? Well, it starts where so many do, with one of the most basic, fundamental human dreams out there, the dream of having a family. But for this couple, that dream, well, it turned into a years-long odyssey. And this was not a short process. I mean, look at this. We're talking about a journey that spanned years and crossed oceans. They went from their home in Beijing to Shanghai, and then finally all the way to the United States. And every single one of these points on the timeline, it's not just a medical procedure. It represents so much more. Immense hope, a ton of emotional energy, and a huge financial sacrifice. Okay, so what did those years in China actually look like for them? This next part of their story, this is where we really begin to understand the true emotional toll of their struggle. It was just this brutal cycle of hope followed by profound heartbreak. So the couple went through multiple IVF cycles, and they were even successful in creating embryos, but their hopes were just repeatedly dashed. The first two transfers failed. A third one, this one looked like it was successful at first, only for the pregnancy to heartbreakingly stop progressing. Imagine that. And as we're about to see, there was a key piece of medical tech that was missing from their treatment. This devastating cycle just kept repeating, leaving them with really deep emotional and physical scars. So after all that disappointment in their home country, they realized they needed a totally different approach. Something had to change. They started looking for a new path, and that search for hope, well, it led them all the way across the world to the United States. And this brings up a really crucial question. Was this all just heartbreakingly bad luck, or was there an actual scientific reason for these repeated failures? Well, it turns out the answer was in a key difference in medical technology. And that technology is something called PGT-A. The easiest way to think of it is like a genetic screening for embryos. Its whole purpose is to find the healthiest, most chromosomally normal embryos before a transfer ever even happens. And this one step, it can dramatically increase the chances of a successful pregnancy. And maybe even more importantly, it helps reduce the risk of going through another one of those devastating miscarriages. And when you compare the two approaches, the difference was just stark. It was night and day. In China, PGT-A wasn't a standard part of their treatment at all. But in the US, it's widely used for the exact purpose of trying to avoid the kind of heartbreak this couple had already been through over and over. So for the first time in a long, long time, this gave them a new, real, tangible sense of hope. So in California, this new approach, it worked. They created 3 genetically healthy embryos. You can just imagine the hope they must have felt. The intended mother decided to try one last transfer herself. But then, tragically, it resulted in an ectopic pregnancy, which is an incredibly dangerous condition that required emergency surgery. And after that final devastating loss, they just knew. They knew they couldn't endure another pregnancy attempt. But that incredibly painful final moment, it also brought a new kind of clarity. Their own path to carrying a child, that was now closed. But their dream of having a family, that was still very much alive. And it led them to make an incredibly courageous and life-changing decision, to pursue surrogacy. So you might be asking, why did this next chapter also have to happen in the US? Well, it's pretty simple. Surrogacy is illegal in China. And in sharp contrast, many US states, like Arizona, which is where their journey continued, they have really strong legal frameworks in place that protect everyone involved, both the intended parents and the surrogates. And the surrogacy path was very structured and supportive. First, they were matched with this amazing, experienced surrogate in Arizona, and her warmth just immediately put them at ease. After she passed all the necessary medical and psychological screenings, one of their remaining healthy embryos was transferred. And this time, it led to a healthy pregnancy. And so, after all those years of struggle, after countless setbacks, after a journey that had taken them across the globe and back again. The moment they had been dreaming of for so long finally arrived. It was in the summer of 2020. Their son was born, healthy and safe. That was the year that finally marked the end of a long, incredibly difficult chapter and the beginning of a beautiful, brand new one, becoming parents. And this is the moment it was all for. Just imagine it, holding their son for the very first time, after years and years of believing this day might never actually come. In that single instant, all the heartbreak, all the struggle, it just melted away, and all that was left was pure, overwhelming joy. So, what are the lessons here? What can we learn from this incredible journey? Because their story, it's more than just a personal one. It really offers a potential roadmap, and more than anything, a powerful sense of hope for other people who might be facing a similar path. You can really boil their journey down to a few key takeaways. First, it shows that for international parents, there is a legally protected path forward in places like the US. It also highlights just how crucial medical technology, like that PGT-A testing, can be in overcoming repeated loss. And finally, it emphasizes that a supportive network, we're talking legal, medical, the whole shebang, is absolutely vital. It's just a powerful reminder that no one has to walk this path alone. When you look at everything they went through, this couple's journey is it's a profound testament to love and to perseverance. And it kind of leaves us with a final thought, right? In the face of these huge, immense challenges, what does it really mean to never give up on the dream of family? And maybe how far are we willing to travel, literally and emotionally, to bring that dream home?